Well, from Kolkata, Prasenjit Bose, from Delhi, DP Tripathi of the NCP, and Randeep Surjewala, who also has been not coming into the debate. I apologize for that. I want to start with Prasenjit before I go around. Prasenjit, you heard what the studio debate is. Primarily, the view here is that the blame is completely with the Aam Aadmi Party for what happened today. Largely and totally with the Aam Aadmi Party.
Arnab, I would like to first of all, completely disagree with the way you are showing the whole thing. It started with an incident in Gujarat. What happened in Gujarat? Your footages are not showing there. There are other channels which have reported there were protests against Arvind Kejriwal.
What happened in Gujarat? He was detained for 25 minutes.
There were black flag protests also by BJP workers. Why aren't you saying that?
So black flag protests.
Why aren't you mentioning the fact? Why aren't you? Wait. Let me have my say.
You're justifying it.
First of all, let me have my say. You have been speaking. You haven't allowed me to speak for all this time. First of all, you are a news channel. You first report facts before giving your opinions. Why aren't you reporting that there were protests, black flag protests against Arvind Kejriwal? Why aren't you?
So you want me to report the facts? I'll report the facts. But if the facts are uncomfortable to you, I'm sorry.
Whether it is comfortable.
No, if the facts are uncomfortable to you, I'm sorry.
No, I am not.
I'll report the facts, but I won't report the facts in the way that you want, Prasenjit.
You have not reported this fact till now.
And if you are embarrassed about the behavior of the Aam Aadmi Party, why don't you have the courage to say it on television that I'm embarrassed?
Listen, I am not Aam Aadmi Party.
Instead of attacking the media, I mean, what will you now stop attacking the media for, Prasenjit? You will attack us even for showing the truth about what the Aam Aadmi Party has done, which even Kamal, Mitra, Chenoy is embarrassed about.
Maybe I am not holding any brief for either.
So don't go into this whole, full attack on the media now.
I am not attacking on the media. I am saying that if you are reporting on an incident which is like the unruly incident you are showing on screen, you report it, the full facts, you report the truth.
It's not an unruly incident.
It is an unruly.
It's not an unruly incident.
It is an unruly incident.
It's not an unruly. When you were in the CPIM, if BJP workers would have gone to the CPIM office, surrounded you and thrown stones, after that, if in response to a black flag protest by your party, would you, when you were in the CPM, have called it an unruly incident? I mean, that's ridiculous, Prasenjit.
I think what
the level of indulgence you're showing towards the Aam Aadmi Party, I'm sorry, but that's completely unacceptable.
What the Aam Aadmi Party has done, protesting in the office of another political party, is unacceptable. They should not have done it. But you are only showing that one side. You are also not showing.
Is that a protest?
Gujarat BJP.
Have you seen the pictures? Is that a protest?
Property. Why has what has happened in Gujarat?
Is that a protest?
The people of the country should know what happened in Gujarat in the morning. Why aren't you showing that?
Aam Aadmi Party
you are
is a
being
protest.
You are one-sidedly attacking the Aam Aadmi
Nirmala
Party.
Sitharaman.
You are trying to cover up for the
channels.
BJP.
Prasenjit, you should spare some time to find out as to what
happened. I want to find out. And I don't think that you are the person who should be telling.
You're trying to question us here. What happened in Gujarat has already been covered by television channels. After the declaration of elections, here is a political party's former chief minister, 49 days chief minister, goes with a convoy, not understanding the code of conduct.
And then
if the dutiful officer who calls him politely asks him, and then lets him go, knowing very well that he says there is no permission, you still want to say that something has happened in Gujarat, it has to be reported. It has been reported. Take time off to find out the facts before you start putting a conspiratory angle to it.
Okay, DP Tripathi, after that Randeep Surjewala, DP Tripathi, do you blame one side more? And if so, in this case, which side?
It is not the question, Arnab, of playing this side or that side. I entirely agree with you when you said, and Prasenjit also agreed, that it is not acceptable that you take workers of one political party to protest on the other political party's office. Once you go to the office with your workers for protest, it is inviting trouble. And I am absolutely clear about Aam Aadmi Party that they believe in this mobocracy, violence. I maintained right at the very beginning that AAP is sharp curse for India. They have indulged in this kind of mobocracy and violence. And if the workers of a particular party from their own office, they also fight in self-defense, that violence is also not acceptable. I don't accept either of these great politics played by AAP and the Bharatiya Janata Party. But I must make one point. Arnab, one more point. One more point I wish to make. One point I want to make.
Go ahead, Mr. Tripathi. Go ahead. Prasenjit, let him complete his point, please.
Just one sentence I will say. See, this whole kind of violence, there has to be a code of conduct. Now, one thing is clear. All the channel reports, press reports and experts of Election Commission advisors have said that Arvind Kejriwal is violating the code of conduct. That is also a fact, which should be brought to the notice of your viewers. That's all I wanted to say.
No, of course, there is a code of conduct. There is no doubt there is already a code of conduct. Here is the person who said, they say I am an anarchist. Yes, I am an anarchist. Have you forgotten that he said, I will create anarchy for Mr. Shinde on January 20th? The problem with the Congress party is, it is completely indulgent towards the Aam Aadmi party.
No.
In this particular case, so indulgent Randeep Surjewala that you are afraid of taking a position because you think there may be some collateral benefit to the BJP.
This is a completely pro-BJP take that you are taking.
By saying that at least,
Well,
Arnab, let me begin by saying at least
Prasenjit,
you are being a spokesperson for the BJP. Unfortunately, you are speaking like a BJP spokesperson. Very unfortunate.
Prasenjit, you haven't answered my question. Who are you a spokesperson for, Prasenjit? At least see tomorrow that if your political party, you want a situation in this country where hundreds of people from one political party, instead of debating on issues, start surrounding other political party offices. How many times have you been detained in your political career, Prasenjit? Have you never been detained in response to every detention in your political career? Listen to the question. In response to every time you've been detained, has your party, when you were in politics, surrounded other political party officers and pelted stones?
Incorrect.
I mean, don't bring ideology into this. The only ideology in this case, Prasenjit, is what is right or wrong. What has happened is wrong. What has happened is wrong, regardless of which political party. If it was to happen to the Congress party or the left, the same position would have to be taken. Don't drag ideology into everything. This is no ideology. An ideology of violence is no ideology. You are on shallow ground tonight. Neerja Chowdhury, opening it up back to the debate.
The issue is not one of ideology. The issue is also the use of violence here. That's not acceptable.
Prasenjit's party earlier lived on violence in Kerala and West Bengal, and today isn't he protesting against TMC's violent
this
politics?
This is the repeat of the CPM's Gherao culture.
That's right.
In Bengal.
And Prasenjit is protesting against TMC, but now he takes a different line. I'm shocked.
AAP's tools of political mobilization are the same as the CPM's.
Not just that, Randeep Surjewala. Mr. Surjewala, please. The question was to Mr. Surjewala.
Prasenjit. One-sidedness here. The violence was from one side and you don't please support it.
Today,
You
both
come
Mr.
from that
Arvind
culture, you don't
Kejriwal,
support violence.
and can you
You are
please turn the
objecting to
volume
Mamta's
low
violent
of
politics,
all
now
your
you're taking a
people
different line.
you keep
Prasenjit,
talking
double
endlessly.
standards don't work here.
That both
Okay, Mr. Surjewala is responding now, please.
Also, Shri Narendra Modi ji and Rajnath Singh ji have to apologize for rank gundaism and conduct of their workers. What happened in Gujarat, detention of leaders for 1 minute or otherwise is completely wrong, illegal, unconstitutional, gherawing of party offices and beating people who have come to protest outside party offices as done by BJP workers and by Aam Aadmi Party workers with bricks, with missiles, with lathis, whether in Lucknow or in Delhi, is completely shameful. It shows the gunda culture that prevails both in Bharatiya Janata Party as also in Aam Aadmi Party. Both need to be condemned for it.
Boss, is this a news channel or a fictional channel?
This is outrageous coming from the Congress, which has supported the gunda fascist party of Aam Aadmi Party. You have given them the energy. You made them sit in the government in spite of their claiming that they are anarchists. You have no business to lecture to us today.
That is based on use of force, politics that militates against the very concept of Indian democracy. That is the politics being perpetuated by Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party. People of India will see this game plan because there were gundas on both sides who were using bricks, who were using missiles, who were using chairs. Is that the culture that BJP and Aam Aadmi Party want to
Mr.
give to
Rajagopalan
people of
is
this
quiet
country is really the moot question. And are we going to detain political opponents?
Yeah, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe? No, why should we not believe?
Is that the way to take the polity forward? In democracy, everybody has right. I have a right. Mr. Modi has a right.
Speak about Kejriwal. Surjewala, you should speak about Kejriwal, no Rajnath Singh. You speak about Kejriwal. Do you condemn that? Do you condemn what Kejriwal did?
I absolutely do, but I
Surjewala,
also condemn what Mr.
Kejriwal
Modi
did. Do you condemn it?
I also condemn what Mr. Modi did. Detaining political leaders in Gujarat is per se wrong.
Bring in this kind of
That was 2002, now 2014.
But both of them must apologize to
He
nations.
says that.
One minute.
You can't just hold one party guilty. Both parties have shown a culture of Gundaism, and both Mr. Modi is wrong because he is desperate to detain political opponents, and Mr. Kejriwal is wrong.
So 1 minute. So should action. 1 minute. By the way, to the BJP, just hold your horses. The fact is very clear here that the BJP is not a political party that was born yesterday. The BJP leaders were not unaware of the consequences of getting physical in response to what the Aam Aadmi Party did. The BJP completely knows that the model code of conduct, what it says about demonstrations. Navika can tell you, but the clause 7 of the model code of conduct very clearly talks about a general code of conduct. You lead a demonstration outside the headquarters of another political party is as bad as responding with hockey sticks and chairs upon those who surround you. So, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, please don't assume here that you will play the victim all along. You are not the victim. If your party wanted, your party leaders, your party leadership could have easily told it's cadre in Lucknow. Not one of our workers will respond physically to the threats or the provocation of the Aam Aadmi Party. Did your party do that? It didn't. So it's becoming a very willing participant in this dangerous game, and then coming and crying wolf about what happened. And I'm not trying to balance it out. You know,
you are trying to balance it out. Don't try to give me this lecture on, or don't you know you were not born yesterday? Very clearly, such hard questions are not being asked about a party's chief who called himself an anarchist. He comes around with 500 people and who shouts and throws stones.
Kamal Mitra, Chenoy to you.
Somebody else's wall.
Kamal Mitra, Chenoy, please.
And then target different party officers for a small procedure which happened in Gujarat, which was a dutiful officer's procedure of asking questions. And now you target Lucknow, you target Delhi, you
Kamal
target
Mitra, Chenoy, wait, please. Kamal.
This is
now,
outrage.
you have to
We are
listen
not
to it.
talking as a victim.
You have to listen.
I'm demanding action against Aam Aadmi Party.
You're attempting to paint yourself as the victim. Kamal
I
Mitra,
think there are
Chenoy.
two kinds of actions. One, of course, is what the Election Commission does. But I think, my personal opinion is, that for us in the Aam Aadmi Party, we not only have to relook at what has happened, but we have to ensure that this does not happen again. For example, if we are in our headquarters and someone attacks us, we should not counterattack. Because this culture of attack, counterattack has to stop.
But
We
sorry,
started
you were
it.
the ones who
We
attacked.
started it.
Who attacked?
But we must be the ones who stop it. And if we really want a cessation of this, the official machinery is not enough. The party members must
So
understand
you
that this
feel
is not the way
Kejriwal
that
should
should be done.
apologize? You feel Kejriwal should apologize for what happened?
Well, if Kejriwal had anything to do with it, but I've apologized. Others
It's
who
very
were in Delhi
convenient,
at that time,
isn't
we would
it? It's a
apologize.
very convenient position for the Aam Aadmi Party. One side goes and throws chairs, one side goes and throws
but I'm
stones.
apologizing.
One side takes 400 people and apologizes. Other people like you, a more
Arnab,
moderate
it's not
face,
that.
come out and say we don't agree with
I'm
it.
apologizing for the 400 chairs. I'm apologizing because I'm as responsible as an AAP member as anyone else, including those who are violent, if I have not stopped them. Of course, I couldn't.
You're talking about those who are violent as if they're unknown people. They are the most... Randeep Surjewala, 1 minute. Mr. Surjewala. Yeah.
It is Mr. Kejriwal who should come forward and apologize. It is Mr. Narendra Modi who detained, and then his party workers did the reckless violence that they did with Aam Aadmi Party workers. Both of them should come forward and apologize. Apologizing by Mr. Mitra on this channel, I'm sorry, will not tame the untamed Aam Aadmi Party workers who were throwing stones, or the Bharatiya Janata Party workers who were beating people mercilessly with
Round of
missiles.
reactions before I close in 1 minute.
With dandas. With lathis and with dandas.
And can Mr. DP Tripathi, can the blame only be kept on the junior people? can the blame only be ascribed here to some low-level Aam Aadmi Party worker and some low-level BJP worker, or to set the right example to the top leaders of both sides?
No, Arnab, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Mr. Kejriwal, as leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, has to apologize for this kind of vandalism and gangsterism in front of the BJP office. All stone throwing missiles, using lathis, bricks and everything which you have shown on your visuals. So it is Mr. Kejriwal, if he has an iota of democratic consciousness and civility, must apologize to the nation for all this vandalism. And BJP should also express regret for the counter-attack by its workers in their
Neerja first, quickly.
Just two quick points. One, I think it would help if Mr. Rajnath Singh or Mr. Modi and Kejriwal restrain their workers for the future. Number two, I want to make this point to Nirmala ji, who's all the time talking about balance. It's our job as journalists to be balanced, to look at both sides and not to be partisan.
Ashok, briefly, 10 seconds, Ashok.
Mr. KJ Rao, who the Congress trusted with its internal elections, was asked for his assessment of what the district collector of Patan did in detaining Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He said he was within his rights to do so, and he was completely right in doing so.
Well, if someone wants to overreact, they obviously
now,
can.
Now, high time the election commission should come into the picture, Arnab.
Well,
because they have to keep the law and order.
There's time for the election commission. I'm taking a break and coming back with a super prime time 9 p.m. discussion and debate on this subject and more on a day elections have been announced.